Ryan froze as the words hit him harder than he expected. They came from his manager, sharp, almost concerned, but underneath, there was judgment. Ryan had rehearsed this conversation for weeks, but now that it was happening, it didn't feel like he thought it would. He forced a smile, trying to hide the knot in his stomach. "Yeah," he said softly, "I think it's time." His manager sighed. "Well, good luck." No applause. No handshake. Just a final nod. And as Ryan walked out of the office, cardboard box in hand, the weight of uncertainty pressed on his chest like a stone. Ryan had been climbing the corporate ladder for nearly a decade. Every promotion, every raise, he told himself it was enough. But at night, when the noise died down and the world got quiet, he heard the whisper he had long tried to silence: "This isn't it." He wanted more than promotions. He wanted purpose. So he took the leap. No net. Just belief. The first few weeks felt magical. He woke up without an alarm clock. No suits. No endless meetings. He set up his home office, wrote out his goals on sticky notes, launched a website, and made his first motivational post on social media. Freedom. Finally. But it wasn't long before reality knocked. No clients. No money. And the bills didn't care that he was following his dream. He quickly realized that passion was only the beginning. He needed a real business model, not just good vibes. People weren't lining up to pay him just because he quit his job. He needed strategy. He needed structure. He started learning everything: marketing, branding, sales funnels. It felt like starting life over, but this time, no one was telling him what to do. Every decision was his. Every mistake, too. The hardest moment came when he had to sell his guitar. It had been with him since college, through heartbreaks, promotions, and lazy Sunday afternoons. But now it sat on Craigslist, waiting for a buyer. Rent was due. Groceries were low. He told himself, "It's just a thing." But letting it go felt like giving up a piece of himself. Ryan learned that passion, no matter how intense, doesn't pay the bills alone. He needed to make his coaching services clear, targeted, and valuable. He needed people to understand not just what he did, but why they needed it. He finally stopped selling hope and started solving problems. As the business grew, something else started to shift: his circle. Friends who once celebrated him grew distant. They didn't understand the late nights, the constant grind, the cancelled hangouts. Some mocked him behind his back. Others just disappeared. At first, it stung. But slowly, he found others like him: ambitious, driven, slightly crazy. They became his new tribe. His fuel. Growth demands sacrifice. Sometimes, that means letting go of people who can't see your vision. It's not personal. It's just part of the process. Then came the lowest point. A big client backed out last minute. His bank account hid double digits. He sat in his dark office at 1 a.m., face in his hands, wondering if he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. He glanced up at the sticky note on his wall. It read, "If you quit now, you'll end up right back where you started." And where you started was desperate to be where you are now. He stared at it. Then opened his laptop again. 3 weeks later, he landed a corporate client. Then another. His calendar filled. His email pinged with new inquiries. Momentum began to build. Slowly, steadily. But from the outside, people said he was lucky. That it just clicked for him. They didn't see the late nights, the breakdowns, the sacrifices. They didn't see the 1,000 things that didn't work before the one that did. It wasn't glamorous. No yachts or champagne. Just structure. Systems. Strategy. And quiet satisfaction. He wasn't working less. He was working smarter, and on his terms. One morning, 2 years after leaving that high-rise office, Ryan stood in front of a room of aspiring entrepreneurs, sharing his journey. He wasn't nervous. He was grounded. Behind him, his brand was thriving. He had a team, a strong client base, and most importantly, purpose. The applause he never got on his last day of work? He heard it now, and this time, it mattered. Ryan didn't walk away from a job to sit on a beach. He left to create something that felt real. Personal. Worth the fight. He wanted to build a life where he chose what mattered, where his time was his own, his impact was direct, and his success felt meaningful. If you're standing on the edge, debating whether to jump, remember this. Don't leap just for freedom. Leap with intention. With vision. With preparation. Because quitting your job isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of a new chapter where every page is yours to write. And the 7 lessons? They're not just a guide. They're the foundation for the life you actually want to live.